Now it's going,
I'm ready.
good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started.
Morning.
We're going to call this meeting to order at 10:14 a.m. Mrs. Ball, will you please do the roll call?
Present. Councilmember Jones,
Present.
Councilwoman McCarthy, Councilmember Scott, Mayor Porter,
Here.
and Council President Hicks.
Here, Councilman Raynar is on his way, and Councilwoman Love is asking to be excused until 11. Is that okay with the council?
Yeah.
Did she say why, or she just said be excused? Does anybody object or speak now? No? Everybody's okay with, okay, thank you. Councilman Jones, can we call on you this morning for invocation, and we'll stand for prayer and pledge.
Heavenly Father, as we come before you today, we're asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this very important budget meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussions. Allow us to grow closer as a council and nurture the bonds of the Sea Pleasant community. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of the United States of America and to
to
the
the
republic
republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for
for
all.
all.
Thank you. We're going to move right on into our meeting topic, which is the FY 2025-2026 proposed budget hearing. Because even though you've already proposed this budget, do you want to kind of give some details for right now while we're waiting to see, are there anyone online? Any residents online, Mrs. Ball? Okay. Harris.
Morning.
On a Saturday right before Resurrection Sunday. And so we are excited for all of the great things God is doing, and certainly including in Sea Pleasant. So our proposed budget, you all have copies. We provided copies at the original presentation from myself. And we were provided a few questions from some council members. I think we'll go into depth a little more details of what those as the departments present. I was going to ask a question about the council's budget. I know we talked to Budget and Finance when we did the council's budget. How is that usually presented?
I don't know if it was the staff assistant or Mrs. Ball that would kind of run through it, but we didn't really, maybe Miss Love might have done it.
If you all need me to run through the numbers, I can run through the numbers based upon the committee meeting, that's fine. And then the committee members can
If she's here.
chime in.
Okay.
Also, I know several of our department heads did reach out to kind of their contacts that kind of support their departments in the city to encourage them to come. We did send out notification again last night, and then we have a scheduled one to send out this morning to allow residents to continue to give feedback. So we are encouraged by today's process. I think it'll be a great process. Is not only because it's our responsibilities, but I think it gives us a great opportunity to talk about the future. One thing I will note, I think that while we have a proposed budget and while now it's now the council's budget, we do have strategic planning coming up in May, which would, I think, kind of align us a little more, and then which would probably require some tweaking, right? And so I did want to get your thoughts on how, after strategic planning, I think that we did put money away for us to have some type of additional community input or different things that we could allow the community to talk about the strategic plan throughout the summer and the fall, and then it'll allow us to make those tweaks how we want it to the current budget, or to start aligning early for the next budget. So it just depends on how we see that process going. And so after we meet on May 8th and May 9th, then we can determine the next steps if we want to start making those tweaks and realign certain things, depending on what we come up with. Also I think the process, once the strategic plan is in place, I think the process, even going into next year, should be a lot easier, because then we have a roadmap. And once we come up with the final document here, I think the big thing is, while we have the document and the numbers, I think it's important that we get to work immediately on the programs assigned to those dollars, right? And so really designing programmatic outcomes based on what's allocated, right? And what that looks like, and really have an understanding of what those events will look like for the entire year, what those different programs will look like for the entire year. While I think we have our new events forum, things like that, that'll help. I think we're going to talk about digitizing that a little more to make it easier with a link, but really planning out the execution of the budget, right? And so we come up with different suggestions. I think there's a great opportunity in the budget for professional development on all levels. I think that they're going to the Smart Cities Connect last week. I was extremely impressed with some of the things that I saw. So when we go into strategic planning, if we determine that smart cities is what we're continuing to do, I think it's a great opportunity for us to look into some additional initiatives. One of the things that I would point out, talking to some folks down there, is that they believe that Sea Pleasant was the right type of city in order to launch a lot of the pilot programs for smart cities, because being in our size, it really gave us an advantage in a lot of areas. And we saw so many different things that can really streamline our processes in so many different ways. And I think that it's a great opportunity, but I think that this time it's important that we kind of slow down, and so we make sure that everyone's on board with it. So I know Smart Cities Connects talked about coming to DC later on this year, and it's going to be an opportunity for our elected officials to actually speak or be there and speak about different programs that were hosted in the city. And I think by then we'll be aligned, because we have the strategic plan and all those things in place. So I'm excited about today's process. I know that talking to our department heads or some people who've been in the past, this process has been a bit rough, but I think that we're in a much better place as a city, and I'm proud of that. I think that financially, our CFO will kind of go over some additional things. I think we made some minor tweaks to it, but we'll talk about that when we get to the individual departments. But our CFO will talk about our additional highlights or additional ways that once our audits are fully complete, how we there's an opportunity. And I think I put that in city manager's professional development. One of the things that we're talking about of us to be able to really go after our AAA bond rating, which will require us to go to New York, having meetings with some of those companies, looking at our financial portfolio. There's some trainings that some of those companies actually host in New York. I think it'd be a great opportunity for all of us to kind of be a bit understanding that process and really building our credit back up, building up the institution up, and showing that who we are. And I'm taking that from things I learned from Prince George's County and when Jack Johnson was the county executive, and going up there and really working with some of those companies in order to get the county's AAA bond rating back together. So I think it's a great opportunity, and even as the council looks at the budget, looking at the pillars that we talked about and how we aligned everybody's budget with that, but those pillars only really effective if we all understand them. And so when you guys are looking at it, let's talk about those pillars, because actually it would help us when we go into strategic planning. And so I'm excited about the process. I'll take any additional questions that we may have, and then I know our departments are going to go into some real details when their opportunity comes to speak.
Thank you so much. Is there any questions from Mayor, Council? Mayor, go ahead.
Just want to make comments with reference to this, and I appreciate all the hard work that different departments did put into the creation of this budget moving forward. Okay, and the biggest thing, what I heard last time, is how we market the city, which is a portion of what our responsibility we have to do that, in our growth, okay, and our continued growth, and how we are going to actually bring in funding sources, okay, to supplement what we presently have, or the means and how we take in monies. We have to look at the alternate ways of getting funding into the city, and that's long term, as you was mentioned before. Be on that cycle. It's not just looking at year to year, but projecting those things from 10, 20 years out. Okay, maybe long after maybe even the setting bodies here, but certainly making sure that our citizens we profit for it, and we're able to do the right things and provide the right services. So looking at those things are very important when you're putting together the full package moving forward. So that's just extremely important to me with reference to the how we do things and the whole carbon footprint, everything that's happening from the federal level, which trickles all the way down to the local level.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. And so, one of the things that stood out to me was the city manager of San Antonio. He made a comment. He said, looking at these initiatives, you can't do everything at one time. He said, all of us would like to. He said, but it's unrealistic for the smallest city or the largest city, right? And San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the country. And so he said, he says the important part is to really plan these things out. So even in the road improvement breakdown in the back of the budget, we can't do it all at one time. I tell you that once these audits are done, we have to go aggressively after additional funds. And I think that once the audits are completely finished, it opens up the door for us to go back after the community block grants and just so much outside money. Also, one of the things that me and the public engagement manager discussed was making sure that we are highlighting our story. If we want funding to come in, we got to make sure that we're highlighting and telling our story as a city, who we are, what we've overcome, and what we're becoming as a city. And so telling that story actually opens us up for additional funds. And I think locally, for the last couple of years since I've been here, we've always looked at local funds, right, of what we can get. And those things have sustained, public safety and things like that. But there's so much more opportunities out there. There's so many startup tech companies who just want to come here and invest. And so I'm looking forward to even like next year, Sea Pleasant Day, for example, being sponsored by major sponsors, major banks, and really taking that cost out from us, right? But it's only going to come if we finish our audits like we were on schedule to, but really aggressively going after additional funds. And so, but it's not going to just be like the administration, the senior staff here. That we're going to utilize the council. And so it's going to require some traveling and really talking to some of these companies because they're ready to invest. They're looking for pilot programs. Major companies are looking for pilot programs that I think we can do here and really build into our initiatives.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Harris, we appreciate it. Citizens online, you said it was only one person? Or?
Yes, we have two people online, Ms. Tracy, who I don't know if that's a citizen and Mr. Pate.
You want to see if they have any comments?
No written comments.
Written comments came in?
No, ma'am. And I can ask if they want to speak, they could raise their hand. Citizens, this is the citizen comment portion of the budget. If you all would like to speak, please raise your hand.
We'll wait a little while to see if anyone have any comments before we just move on. See if anybody may come in.
I'm sorry, I did not.
Oh, I said we can wait a few minutes to see if anyone may come in or may join online. We can just kind of pause for a while. Did you have a question, Mr. Harris?
So, just a quick question. So when stakeholders come in, can they come in even during the department hearings and ask questions? Can they ask any time during the day, basically, depending on when they log in?
If they log in, we'll take their questions. I don't see a reason why not to let them speak. We can hold them to, I don't want to say 5 minutes, but we can say like 3 minutes. Because people may come in throughout the day. They know we're here. So I definitely, if people come in, I want them to have an opportunity to give their input, of course.
I think, and then also while we have time, I guess, we can have Ms. Logan re-go over the revenues
Sure.
and expenditures list while we're in this portion of it. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We want to first highlight that the budget is a balanced budget where we're proposing $14,185,232. One thing about this budget, any city budget is the best document that the city can give to its residents because it highlights the goals and responsibility and priority that the city is proposing for the next fiscal year, and then how the city is going to raise the money and then use the money. When we look at the revenues for this upcoming fiscal year, the city has 3 major revenue sources: automated enforcement, real estate taxes, and personal property taxes. In all those 3 areas, we made the budget very conservative. We know that the city is in the process of negotiating a new automated enforcement vendor. We don't know the exact revenue, but the police department anticipate that revenues will increase because the cost for that vendor to provide that service is going to decrease compared to the current vendor that we have. And so with regard to automated enforcement revenue, we only, I think, decrease it by just a very small percentage. To look at the real estate revenue, the county projection for the city's real estate is maybe like $150,000, a little bit more than what we are projecting for this year. You know, we're keeping in mind that with all of the changes that are occurring at the federal level, it's impacting the state level and it's impacting the various municipal level. And consequently, if any citizens that are employed or still employ or may be employed later with the federal government might be caught up in the turmoil and the termination, it's going to have an impact on the city's real estate taxes, because if they don't have the income to pay the real estate taxes, that means it's going to negatively affect the city. The same thing applies with the city's income tax. We decreased that slightly because of the possibility, because of any citizens that are employed with the federal government and later deployed, they won't have income to pay the local taxes as well. And so with regard to those areas, there's I think maybe like less than 2% decrease that we're projecting. With regard to personal property taxes, we are proposing that the personal property tax decrease to 10%. With that 10% decrease, we still believe that the city will have sufficient revenues to come in to cover, all of the expenditures that we are projecting for this particular fiscal year. All the other revenues, licenses, interest income, all of that based on actual revenues received for the last 9 months, and we project maybe 3 or 5% increase for the last 3 months. I'll stop there. Any questions?
Thank you, Mrs. Logan. Is there any questions, comments for Ms. Logan at this time? Not. Yes, this is just now just a hearing so that residents can come in, and we'll go through it at 11 o'clock, line by line. You okay? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
You can ask him if you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Did you have any comments, or you just here to observe? Okay, you can come to the podium and state your name and which ward you live in.
Good morning, everyone. My name is James Bussey. I live currently in the C Pleasant community ward. C Pleasant here. What ward is it? I'm not exactly sure because I'm new to it. I've only been living here 5 years.
Ward 3?
My woman has been living here for 10 years. I couldn't hear you. Apologize.
What street do you live on?
I live on 68th Place.
68th Place?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not Ward 3, that's Ward 2. That's Ward 1. That's Ward 1.
The very next street over, right off of 69th, right here.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, or the same street that the Goodwin Park is on.
Oh, that's Ward 5. Okay, that's Ward 5. I just
Okay.
want to make sure you know which ward you live in.
Okay,
So you'll know.
great. Okay,
You're in
Ward
Ward 5.
five. Ward
And your councilman is Councilman Jones.
How you doing, John?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. The only thing that I would like to add, I would like to potentially be a part of the anything that could, my organization, Special Touch Promotions, would like to be involved in anything that we could see us being a part of. Specifically, we would like to be a part of the youth and the growth and development of the youth in the area. We have boxing programs that we want to offer. We have leadership programs that we want to offer. We have chess and boxing, there's a variety of different things that we like to offer to uplift the community, help the individuals think differently, and make a change in society, starting right here, if we could. So that's something that our organization would like to do. We have a plethora of things here that I could list it, but for the most part, I just would like to listen so that, I could see where, maybe I could benefit you all, help you all grow, or maybe you all could want to listen to me and then find a spot that you would like to see me, because overall, I just would like to help the youth and bridge the gap of the society and the police force and things like that, and help these individuals look at life differently. And I think I can do it with a little bit of help. My organization, with a little bit of help, can curb the crime rate in the C Pleasant area.
Thank you. Good morning.
Very
Thank you again. And what's the name of your organization?
My name is James Bussey, and my organization is Special Touch Promotions.
You didn't come out for the Okay, okay, I was saying you look familiar, okay. I remember I met you outside in December. when
Oh,
we
yes,
were-
ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
okay, all right, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming.
Thank you.
All right. Has anyone else joined online possibly?
If you would like to speak, please raise your hand for our citizens online.
You said there are people online?
Is someone just raise their hand? Sir, ma'am, we have allowed you in to speak. Please unmute your device and provide your name and ward for the record.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you repeat your name, please?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Shannon Williams, and I'm just joining in. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to all of our elected officials in reference to Sea Pleasant. You all are doing a fantastic job. I am from Ward 5 and under Mr. Jones. Thank you, Mr. Jones. I know that I'm attending this meeting because there were some concerns. Um, and I am in support of all that you all are doing, number one. And number two, definitely for the police department in getting that new building. So I commend what the police department is doing. I think it is very important that they get the building that they need to be able to effectively carry out their functions on a daily basis. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to comment.
Good morning, thank you so much.
Good morning.
Are there any other hands raised?
Ms. Williams, please, Ms. Williams, if you're done speaking, please lower your hand, and any other citizens, if you would like to speak, please raise your hand so that we can allow you in to speak.
I did get a text message from a Ward 5 resident who was asking about street repairs in the budget, and I did inform them about the line item that has $100,000 for street repairs and about the road infrastructure breakdown in the back, but their street is not listed. And so I guess they kind of just want to know, like, where would they fall or how do they get their street on the list of improvements. Either one of y'all.
Talking about street repairs, resident, they didn't see their street on the list, capital outlay projects, road projects. How do they kind of?
So I would suggest to do you know the street?
71st Avenue.
So can we provide, there's a full list of roads throughout the city. I think the list that we provided was just the priorities that were damaged, and Robert has another list and he can provide that to us.
Okay. Thank you.
No other questions, comments? Okay.
Jamie, we've allowed you in to speak. Please unmute yourself.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Hembrick, Ward 5. I was more so calling in just to find out more information of what's going on around here. Like, we don't get anything in reference to the meetings he hold or anything in that nature. And if we are, we getting them probably for morning meetings, and we never, I know people in my cul-de-sac don't get the information.
Four or five.
Can they email their contact to someone so that we can get them in the text them off?
Jamie, if you don't mind, if you can email your information over to the citizen comment email address so that we can ensure that you are receiving the information from the city. I can put that information in the chat directly to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jamie, do you mind sharing how did you receive notification about the meeting today?
The meeting today, I got a text message about this one, actually. I know I've also gave Ms. Higgs my information, and she has put me on to get email.
So you're looking to receive the newsletter from the city?
Yes,
Okay. So
or any information for Ward 5, especially we don't get nothing for his meetings that he holds or anything.
okay.
Yeah. Good morning, Jamie. I haven't had a board meeting yet. There was one for Ward 2 last week, but I haven't had a Ward 5 meeting as of yet.
All right, thank you.
And if I may, Council President, just for the record, I would have our public engagement manager just put on the record of how citizens can make sure they're on the call them on, text them on, and when the newsletters come out.
Good morning. How are you all doing?
Good morning.
And then if Jamie is still on the line, I know you're giving your information to Ms. Ball. But if you wanted to share with some of your neighbors, I'm trying to pull up, I don't know the number off the top of my head, so I'm trying to pull it up. You can have your neighbors text the number 240, give me a second. Okay, 240-512-5805, and you just text join to that number, and that will sign any residents up for all of the text messages where we share about events. We share a digital link to the newsletter. We share the meetings and any other information that goes on in Seat Pleasant. So the number is 240-512-5805, and you just text join. And Ms. Ball, I can send it to you so you can put it in the chat. Oh, okay. There we go. All right, thank you.
Let me say this, that we appreciate all the participation that the citizens may be coming forward with this morning. But just to put the information out here that we're seeking people that would like to volunteer some of their time for some of the subcommittees that we have. We have several that need their participation, and we appreciate it, so you can have a little bit more engagement in your city, okay? You can contact our city clerk, Ms. Ball, to let us know of your interest, and she'll give you the pertinent information that you need in order to be an applicant. It doesn't require an intense element of your time. You may only meet a few times, but it's based on, you know, the need for that particular committee. Also, I'm engaged with I'm going to be asking the council that folks be allowed, because we know about people's time. Time is precious, but they be allowed, as long as there's no conflict with the committees, that they be allowed to maybe consider even 2 committees, okay? As long as there's no conflict with reference to their participation in moving forward. But we would like to have the participation. of our citizens to determine the additional things that go on in the community. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor Porter. Are there any other hands raised online?
No, we do not have any other hands raised online, but I just received a message on my computer saying that the Zoom has crashed. So I'm trying to address that at the same time. So
Okay.
give me just a second.
I don't have Facebook.
I think it may not post to Facebook until after the meeting, right?
It should be live. It should be live. It's not live? I don't have social media on my, did you look it up to see? Is it on YouTube?
I will note though, so we're testing out the best times to send like the text out. We noticed though that we get better results when we send it out right before the meetings or right, like, so we tested one out this morning, like 10. And so we got more feedback when we send it out, just like when we do the regular work sessions or the public session meetings, when we send it out like 6:30 or 7, we get more participation, it seems like. So we're testing out the times and to check to see when we're getting more citizens involved, or like if it's right there when they get it, then they tend to log in. But we're testing out some different times to see when we can get the best participation. It looks like we get the most participation when we send it out right before the meeting or right during the meeting. So we're open to suggestions though.
I just got a text said that the Zoom is working.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
I
they
just
said the
vis-
Zoom is working.
I
Were
just
you able to
responded
see
back, it's
Facebook?
working fine.
No? You're on Zoom, okay, okay. Facebook's not up and running yet? What about YouTube? YouTube, it says live. Okay, oh, okay. It says it's on there, okay. So I'm just gonna put. Mr. James, did you have
If
your
there are
hand
any
up?
additional comments from the citizens, please raise your hand and we will allow you in to speak.
Mr. James actually raised his hand again. You can come back up.
I apologize. I meant to say this earlier. I'll just be extremely brief and add on something that the mayor said. I just want to read one paragraph of what I have right here. This is just to illustrate what we would like to do. It's Special Touch Promotions is excited to propose a youth boxing and children teens program. I'll skip down to, this program is designed to promote physical fitness, discipline, and confidence in a safe environment. I believe that based on what the mayor was saying, to get actively, I can help, I guess, when these children in our area become more actively involved. I truly believe that is what the mayor is saying is very important, that they don't, some of these youth, talking to them, because I deal with them every day. I am a boxing coach daily, active boxing coach currently. I train approximately 50 kids a week. And when you hear from the youth what they potentially need, like the mayor, to get them more active, they want to have roles to play. They want to be involved. If they don't have anything to do and they have to make their own decisions, you're going to just be able to watch the decision instead of help dictate it. So we can help dictate it if we give these kids programs, opportunities, things to do. Like, and I'm just talking about the youth because I train so many of them. I know they're the higher concerns on another level, on different levels. Of course they are, but the level of concern that I have is based on the youth because that is our future. So I train a lot and I hear a lot from them. So I just know that if we give them things to actively do to make themselves proud of what they're doing in society, they'll shun the negativity and start gravitating towards the positive, but we have to give them something. If they don't have anything, they'll make their own decision. And I'm a person that'll tell you their own decisions is not adult. You know, how you can't expect a child to make an adult decision. And if we don't guide them mentally, then they're going to raise themselves. So that was just something I wanted to add to what the mayor said. And those are some of the programs that we like to bring.
Go ahead, Councilwoman Kearney.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How long has your program been around?
The individual leadership program that I have right now, it's about 10 years.
10 years. How many students do you serve, or how many youth do you serve from the city of Sea Pleasant?
From the city of Sea Pleasant. Would that be including the PAL program?
Can we do distinction?
There's a program that I've been called to train in with and around with individuals in this area. Do you count them, or do you count
Current?
it? Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it active? How many Sea Pleasant youth?
And this is Farmer Park area. How many of them is it the program?
Okay,
About 30,
30. And then with POW,
the same.
the same.
And I have about the same personally. I have about 30 kids that I train, but not in the Sea Pleasant area, but from different areas, like maybe Palmer Park, Capitol Heights, and things like that. Parents, so I have about 50 as well.
So mainly Sea Pleasant goes through POW?
Most of the children, yes, because I've just moved here, so I don't know how to reach the youth to let them know that I'm available to help them or to teach them anything. So, but in my area where I came from, I knew how to do that. That's why the youth came with me, because I knew how to reach out and say, hey, I'm available if you want to. But we're moving here, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And you said you are familiar with the PAL. You work with the PAL.
Yes, ma'am. I've trained the children several times. Over 10 times have I trained all of the children at once.
Okay.
By myself.
So that is actually one of the ways to actually stay engaged with the youth, because a lot of times with the police department doing the PAL, you know, the Police Athletic League, that is the way that they've been communicating. Coming to the meetings per se, that more might be the parents may be coming here to these meetings with us, but as far as the young people, they have other activities as well. Of course, I know you see the trunk or treat and all those things as well.
Yes, ma'am.
But the PAL have they have basketball, baseball. So that would be even to engage with them when they're going to the school, so that you can find out how do you have to go through Prince George's County Public School Department, so that you can find out what you need to do to be registered to be able to enter into the schools. But you can also work with the PAL department so that you can get into the school as well with Sea Pleasant Elementary School,
Okay.
okay?
That sounds good.
I think that would be very helpful to work together.
Awesome. Anything that I can do, I don't have a preference. If I can help, and you can put me in a position, I'm willing to help as many children that are there. It could be 1,000, it could be 1.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, either or.
Thank you, appreciate you. No other hands have been raised. It is now 10:55. We will, if no one up here has anything that they want to, James. Mr. James.
You can also probably reach out to the churches as well. Let them know about the program. So that way you can touch some of their youth as well.
Pastor Davis,
Yeah, Pastor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has reached out to Pastor Davis.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because it's kind of in between. He services a lot of people in Highland Gardens, Highland Park, Sea Pleasant.
Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna move on. If there's no other citizen comments, no other comments from the council or the mayor or staff have anything else they want to say? There's nobody else online but their hand raised, is it? Okay, thank you. Want to read the announcement?
I guess I'm curious to know, what other efforts since our last meeting took place besides text them all, call them all to get the budget out to the residents?
It is online. It's on board docs as well. As far as like, you mean like mailing it to them?
From Monday till now, I thought we had some efforts happening. Did we execute them?
I don't know. I'm not aware of any other efforts other than the text them all and call them all.
That was the one.
Yeah, but I don't know that no package was delivered. Yeah. Mrs. Ball, was anyone else online that raised their hand?
No one else have raised their hand, no ma'am.
Okay. If I can please get a volunteer to read our announcements for this morning?
Councilmember Higgs, we're gonna be online up until we done, so, announcements can be read, like,
Oh, we're
once we
gonna
cl-
stay on?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
We
we're not gonna
keep
go
the-
off?
Nope,
Perfect, okay.
no ma'am.
Well, we won't do it. Councilwoman Love, you were about to volunteer? Thank you. That's fine. So we're going to, so we're not gonna really adjourn? Or we're just gonna leave the,
Yes, the Zoom will stay live while we're in here going through the budget process, doing the presentation. So if questions, they can put their questions in the chat if they have questions, or they can use the citizen comment. But if they use the chat, will be faster because I can see it on the chat while we're doing the presentations.
okay,
So the Zoom link will stay live throughout the day.
okay, perfect. So we will actually end this portion for right now,
We done with the,
hearing, the budget
the
hearing.
hearing. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And we'll be back.
We'll stay on
We'll stay online, but we'll come back in and start
at noon.
at noon. Okay, all right. Will a message be up that we'll be back by noon?
Or put it in the chat.
Okay. Yes, we are.
Yeah, I did last year, but it's my first time. I really didn't predate my last year, so it's my first time. Still getting used to it. It's been a crazy time, but I'm good job.
You ain't got $10 million. You good.
And where it's gonna go to.
So the